road, and they're one of the elite teams in first place in the Western Conference. Well, it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. Clark, let's take a look at the Celtics. What will be the key for them?
Frankly, if Ray Allen can get back on track, that will really be a difference maker. For the last week, he's just not been himself. His scoring is down. I think he needs to get on track offensively.
On the other side, Clark, how about the Lakers? What's the key for them?
Perennial MVP candidate Kobe Bryant. What doesn't he do?
Well, we know he scores, but he's become even more of a leader, and I think he appreciates what's around him.
I agree with you wholeheartedly there. He knows he's going to need to score big points on a regular basis, but he also knows he has a little more help this season. When you see Kobe Bryant, you know about the numbers. He's a future Hall of Famer. But what many don't know and saw on display with the Redeem team is what kind of leader he is, what kind of worker he is, how hard he works at the defensive end of the floor as well as at the offensive end.
Stolen by Gasol. On defense, Boston. 11-point game. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
And it was really forcing the starting five to get into foul trouble that was the reason they were able to nail down the win last time, Kevin.
And Bryant gets it to go. Going to the hole, Clark. Going to the hole aggressively.
If you do it in a controlled fashion, partner, most importantly, if you're successful taking it to the rack, people are going to start fouling you to make you earn those points at the line.
Good point. Some changes there for the Lakers. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
I think the boost they got when you look at their bench was really significant, very important. They were able to give the starters a nice rest, some much-needed rest, and then they were able to count on their bench not to just maintain the status quo, but to continue to produce. He's not giving an inch on defense. He really bothered that shot.
Here's Bryant. Yes, from downtown. 18 points for him.
They're really giving him all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
The Lakers got out to a good start.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
And the Lakers have possession. It's an 18-point game. And as you mentioned, the defense a step slow trying to defend this offensive onslaught.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, when they're shooting at such a high percentage like they are, they're really difficult to beat.
And here's what's in store for next Wednesday. We'll see Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks as the New Jersey Nets roll into town. It'll get rolling at 7:30 Eastern.
It'll be fun to watch.
A difficult situation for Boston. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
Great D leads to easy offense.
Here comes Nate Robinson, averaging 12 points a game. Rips it down. He's got 25.
My goodness gracious, Kevin, that's got to be the dunk of the night. No question about it.
Now Robinson. 58 seconds left in the second.
They certainly haven't been very good here in the quarter in regards to protecting the ball, Kevin.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Some changes there for the Lakers.
Substitutions on the court.
Rondo with it. In the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive. And yeah, for turnovers, they have 3 already this quarter.
And that's a lot of missed chances, partner. And it's the same thing. Those 3 opportunities can mean a 10, 12-point swing in score differential. Each basket they make after you hand it over, it's also a chance you didn't have to score yourself.
Picked off by the Lakers.
They haven't adjusted to the defensive intensity they're facing, and it's resulted in far too many turnovers here. I mean, just in this quarter alone, they've been throwing it all over the gym.
The pass cut off by the Lakers. Here's Fisher. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Their game plan is to push the break, and it sure has worked so far. They're running circles around the defense. You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
And Clark, you're right. It does seem like the defensive intensity has ratcheted up.
It sure has, Kevin. And when that's the case, you've got to be even more strong and more focused with the ball. They've got to try and keep up the pace, but they've got to do it under control. Man, this is ugly, Kevin.
Yeah, it's definitely been a one-sided game so far. The clock runs out and we're heading to halftime. The score, 38-0. Let's go to the T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's look at the team stats. Lakers have been getting a ton of picks so far.
Yeah, all those steals have helped them build a big lead. They're looking good going into the second half.
Kobe Bryant really making a difference here.
And he's been snapping that